This is the gospel according to the IRS. Breaking points and church financial updates. And now, here's the authority, Dr. Michael Chitwood, and Breaking Points.
I'm Michael Chitwood again. Welcome to Breaking Points. And we are going to finish up today on this massive subject that hardly no one in the nation is capable or even willing to undertake. But we are. And that is housing allowance. You know, it's important for us to make sure as we go through this, I found a lot of things that people just don't know about this. A lot of church bookkeepers and a lot of church treasurers, they're really good people, but they're just check writers. They really want to do it right, but they don't have any knowledge or power to know what to do. Like this request for housing allowance form here, it's in our master manual of page 236. Some of you may have that with us because it's sold nationwide for the last 32 years. It's the national standard for clergy and church seminars. I want to go down this list with you today and complete the amounts that we recommend for your housing. So grab a pen and pad and let's begin with breaking point and breaking news. The first item that I gave you was you had to have a request for housing allowance form. In this page here, it's page 236 in our manual. You can use that, by the way, and I'd recommend that you just copy that because you have to turn this in every year. Yes, Pastor, you have to turn in a request for housing allowance every year. And your bookkeeper hasn't been getting that? Why not? Why haven't you told her? Could it be a lack of knowledge? Well, we know what happens if you have a lack of knowledge, don't we? So that's the reason why that the first item that you have is a request for housing allowance. Now, the items that go inside that would be down payment. We recommend about $25,000 as a guideline, as long as you're falling within the compensation levels. The second item is your house payment. Principal and interest and rent, that could be $25,000. And this is only for example purposes only. This is hypothetical. Real estate taxes is $2,000. Insurance on the contents would be $1,000. Insurance on the dwelling or the structure would be $1,000. Repairs and maintenance, the reasonable cost of maintaining the home in the condition it was in when it was originally purchased, is $3,000. Utilities, heat, gas, electric is $3,000. Garbage service and pest control is $600. Alarm and cable TV is $600. Lawn care is $600. Sewerage is $600. And then for furnishings, put down $10,000. All you do now is take a calculator and total that up, and I've already done that for you, and it comes to $72,400. So $72,400, and notice what it says at the bottom of this page 236. It says this. It says the golden rule for housing. Can I give that to you? Take this down with your pad right now and your pen and put a big asterisk beside this because this is very, very important. Make this note if you would. Are you ready? You finished that? The total was $72,400. Income, the golden rule for housing. Income is never, ever tied to housing. Income is never, ever tied to housing. Now think about that for just a moment, and you're going to see revelation knowledge come forth on how you've been doing this wrong so you can get it corrected, because a lot of you bookkeepers / check writers, you've been hurting your pastor because you didn't have the knowledge. And pastors, you shouldn't be hurt, pay the government any more tax than what you owe. You should pay what you owe, but you shouldn't have to pay any more than what you owe. I think you would agree with that. So the golden rule for housing is income is never tied to housing, but housing is always tied to income. Let me say it again. Income is never tied to housing, but housing is always tied to income. Now, can I give you a safe range there? Because in these breaking points and breaking news and tax tips that you're getting here, this is important for you to understand that there's levels of reasonableness in everything that you do. The compensation level that we like to see is about a 50-50 ST split level. Is that a law? No, it's not a law. But I'll tell you what you can't do. You cannot pay all housing and zero salary. You will go to jail, because the law says if you can call it housing, then portions of that could be called salary. So I want you to break it out for a reasonable amount. So if your housing was $72,000, guess what? We could pay you as much as $72,000 a year for your salary. The whole point is this. You must request a housing allowance form. Point 2, you must spend all that you get. Point 3, it's not subject to income tax if you spend it all. And point 4 is that you must pay SE tax on it unless you've opted out of Social Security. Housing allowance is a huge benefit for every pastor in America. Make sure that you put it in now. Housing allowance is just one of the categories that go into the compensation support for the man or woman of God. Until next time, this is Michael Chitwood, and I'll see you later on Breaking Points.
Breaking Points gives you the latest IRS updates and tax law. Pastor, if the IRS came to your church today, what would you say? If you really want your house of worship in order, call 1-800-345-9117.